Pardon? He tells me the subjects. Okay. I think that I do too.
It is.
Welcome, everyone. It's a beautiful day outside, and we are inside, but the sunshine will be shining indoors today because we have a great keynote speaker for this April 13th luncheon. I'm Jerry Cavella, Executive Director of the Greater Millville Chamber of Commerce. And again, what a great turnout today. I'd like to start our luncheon meeting, as we always do, with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we can all stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to ask Reverend Steve Harris to give our blessing today. Thank you, Jerry.
What a beautiful day. Absolutely wonderful day. Let's pray. Father, we thank you, Lord, for the little things in life. The sunshine, fresh air, time to be together, time to learn from one another, time to help one another. Lord, I just thank you, just reminding me this morning that as small things become bigger, that leaves change color, there's new things that happen, new buds that grow and so forth. I pray today, Lord, that your Spirit is going to ignite people that have a passion to do things that maybe they're being held back. Maybe it's to start a new business. Maybe it's to grow their business. And I pray, Lord, that you give them encouragement. And I pray, Father, that as we talk about Millville today, that Millville has awakened. It has wakened up out of its slumber. And there are great things that I'm pronouncing today that will happen in this city for years to come. Today is a monumental day. Today is a day of new things. So I pray, Lord, blessing over everyone, and I pray, Lord, blessing over the food. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Harris. Okay, as we always do, we'd like to thank our corporate sponsors who have such an impact on our organization. Without their financial support, we would not be able to provide the services and the activities that we do. And those sponsors are our diamond sponsors, our top level sponsorships, Millville Savings Bank and Ocean First Bank. Our gold host sponsors, Century Savings Bank, Mintz Insurance, and Allen Associates. Our silver members, Inspira Health, The Authority, and the City of Millville, and, drumroll please, our newest corporate host, Atlantic City Electric, who just came on a couple weeks ago. So thank you to all those businesses who are amazing hosts for us and help us do a lot of great things. I'd like to thank today's luncheon host, Rental Country, and thank you. Again, we thank owner Gary Galloway and his wife Betty. They're both here today for their endless commitment to the Millville Chamber and most importantly for the entire community. So Gary, thank you so much. Would you please come up? And I know you always have a few words of wisdom to offer.
Well, this thing on? You guys know my feeling on the box stores. I've been over this a couple times now. And you know I'm not a fan of them. But since the last time I spoke here, when Senator Testa was here, I had 3 or 4 of the members here come into my store that was our store, I'm sorry. I mean, half of it over there. Oh my God, I better not make that mistake again. Who would have gone to a box store, but because of what we said, they didn't know that Rental Country sold things. Our name is obviously Rental Country. But we do, and I want to thank those of you that did come in and buy stuff from us. Pastor Harris was the first one, And thank you for your business. We do appreciate it. And if your church needs anything, please let me know.
Thank you.
And that's it. That's it for today. Until I get to Lisa. You'll be next, so, you know.
Thank you, Gary. And of course, Dana, don't go anywhere. Stop right there. A big thumbs up for the team here at NJMP. They are meticulous, or should I say Dana is meticulous about this room and making sure everything's perfect. So thank you for all you do. Good job. Actually got the microphone working again today with a new battery, so thank you. Again, we have 48 businesses represented here today, which is great. So just less than 70 people, I believe. That's an outstanding turnout for a luncheon. We've been anywhere between 50 to 70, 75, so it's always good. Thank you so much for coming out on the second Wednesday of each month and joining us for what we hope are some good, pertinent messages that the Chamber delivers. You know, my role is to always go over a schedule, so once again, we've got a crazy schedule ahead. On our May 11th, our luncheon is dedicated to education, as it always is. So at our May luncheon, we will be honoring the Millville High School Student of the Year. We will also have our education report from administration. I would imagine that Superintendent Tony Trongone will be that person that will be delivering that message with some supportive comment from his team. May 26th. Have you marked your calendar? What occurs, let's see, this is the quiz for today. What event happens on May 26th? Debbie Malone. Pride in Millville, right? Our chance to honor individuals, businesses, organizations, students that have had a profound impact on our city. This year's program, I can tell you, is very special. We have our fellow board member and good friend, Chuck Weibel, who is our 2022 Pride in Millville recipient. Chuck, you are a humble man, but you need to stand up. Stand up. Thank you, Chuck. And those tickets are on sale. It is at the historic Levoy Theater. Last year, we had our first Pride in Millville event there, and if you were there, I would say that you said it was outstanding, right? We've kind of changed the dynamics a little. We are spotlighting the downtown area, so all the food that will be prepared and delivered that night, from the hors d'oeuvres to the desserts, will be provided by the downtown eateries. So you're going to get a sampling of the best of Millville that night too. So please buy your tickets in advance. As always, we have a commemorative program. Please support the award recipients by placing an ad or a message in that booklet. And if you are so inclined as a business that you would like to take out a supportive ad or a sponsorship in addition to that, please do. There's information on the Millville website that can help you with that. Our June luncheon is, I think, one of the more pertinent topics that we have had in many years. Our presentation will detail the spike in social services specific for our young people. And we have, and I'm sorry, can't remember his name, Don Hudak, I'm sorry, who represents the South Jersey District regarding social services. He will be our keynote speaker to that day. So he's going to talk about the dynamics of COVID, the dynamics of lockdowns and what's happening in our schools, and put some data behind that. I can tell you the data is really revealing and sometimes scary. How many of our young people are seeking additional services based upon the circumstances of the last couple of years. So if you are a parent, if you are a guardian, if you are engaged in working with children, you will want to see what has happened over the past couple of years. We all sense changes have occurred, right? There's some data now, right, that supports our children are in some trouble. right? We need to be at the forefront and understand that and work to change the tide. So that June meeting, I think, is critical for us to understand as parents, guardians, businesses, and support people, how important that issue is. And we should get some marching orders that day, what we need to do to improve that situation. So that's our June luncheon. On June 28th, we will be part of a 3-chamber event that will bring together our favorite chambers, Bridgeton, Millville, and Vineland, for a breakfast meeting at the Hampton Inn and Suites on Landis Avenue. The topic, marijuana. No samples that day, but we're going to see what's, everybody's wondering what's going on in Cumberland County with the cannabis industry and who's doing what. Well, we're going to have representation from all 3 cities to talk about what their vision is that day and what the action items are that they are taking to, depending on their position, right? So who's completely involved, who is kind of looking at it with some ideas of how they may want to be involved. So we're going to hear how that is playing out. I can tell you the Chamber has gotten numerous calls from people interested in starting a marijuana business. So I am not an expert on cannabis, but the people that will be there for that may be able to give you some insights. If you think you want to open a marijuana store somewhere in Cumberland County, I would say go for it. Right? I'm not a marijuana guy, but the idea is if you feel that's a business that you can get involved in, that would be a good time to do that. And I would be remiss if I didn't follow Gary Galloway's orders and tell you again, Saturday, September 10th is the Downtown Car Show. All right, it gets bigger and better every year. All right, we have Rob Connor and Chuck Weibel who are our co-chairs. Gary will once again be hosting the ever-popular Kids Zone. He will be handing out free snow cones that day to kids of every age from about 5 to, I don't know, what do you think, 85, 90. So if it's a hot day and you want to enjoy a complimentary snow cone, you'll see Gary out there dishing them out right next to the Levoy Theater. So with that, we are changing our format to be a little bit more leisurely today. So we're going to give you a few minutes to enjoy your lunch. Okay, that will be served within the next minute or so. And then our keynote speaker will be up here to give you some insight on the city of Millville. Thank you very much. Oh, I do have one announcement. Thank you, Pastor. There's an Easter sunrise service, April 17th, 6:30 a.m. by the pond. And I know our mayor will be there to offer her greetings, and we'll have some great messages from our leaders within the community. So once again, that is April 17th, 6:30 a.m. by the pond at East Main and Wade Boulevard. So hopefully it'll be a wonderful day. Thank you. Everyone has been served. Scale of 1 to 10, how good is this lunch? 11, I agree. 11, who said 11? Okay, so let's do this. We're going to allow a little bit more time for our keynote speaker today. So I would like to start off by asking our event sponsor, our host Gary Galloway, and Debbie Malone to approach the podium to offer some words on behalf of our speaker.
This is pretty interesting, Lisa, you know? The first female mayor in the whole wide world, is that true?
In the world of Millville.
In the world of Millville. Well, it's an honor to be here to introduce Lisa. I got to know her a little bit over the past couple of months. So Lisa's a graduate of Millville High School. She first became a resident in Millville as a child in the early 1990s. After high school, she moved to Pennsylvania, where she lived for several years. She returned to Millville to be near her family and raise her children. Lisa is a single mom and has two amazing, obviously they're amazing because they're your children, two amazing children, Bridget and Brennan. Bridget is a heart warrior and has had 3 open heart surgeries. Bridget loves acting and baking with her mom. Brennan loves playing soccer and fishing. Bridget and Brennan are Lisa's biggest fans. I'm sure they are. And her parents, I'm sure too. Lisa's employed with the Power Home Remodeling, which has been successful in both inside sales and customer care. She has also had a successful career as a stylist. Lisa is a fierce advocate for children with congenital heart disease and disorders. She has volunteered with and raised funds for Children's Heart Foundation, Mended Little Hearts, the American Heart Association, and Make-A-Wish Foundation. Lisa wanted to get more involved with her city. She decided to run for office this past year. Lisa ran her campaign on the slogan, Standing Up for Millville. She was motivated to help make a positive change within her town. Lisa was elected as commissioner in November. She was then elected among her fellow commissioners as the first female mayor in Millville, in Millville's 155-year charter. Lisa looks forward to learning over the next 4 years and hopes to make Millville a better place, of which I think she has already done that in her first few months here. Now I'd like to give the mic over to Deb.
Hi, everybody. As a woman born in the 50s, attended school in the 60s, graduated in the 70s, I fought for women's rights and Title IX. And I am so looking forward to introducing our guest speaker tonight. Last year, a longtime friend asked Larry and I to come to meet his neighbor who was running for city commission. So naturally we said, okay, sure, let's go meet her. Long story short, in walks Lisa, who says to us, I know you, do you remember me? And I'm sitting there going, oh God, no, I don't. But she said, I went to Rick Avenue School with your son. So we began talking, and we were immediately impressed with her. Standing in front of us was this vibrant, intelligent young woman who had Googled how to run for city commissioner in Millville, New Jersey. Following our first meeting, we had many conversations, and Larry and I began introducing her to our friends. We all became impressed with Lisa by her strong faith, her values, and her love of family and community. Lisa is a hardworking single mom of 2 middle school age children. Oh my God, 2. The most important job in the world. On top of that, her daughter has had health issues throughout her life. Lisa became a strong advocate and a fighter for her daughter. Something that we both had in common. And have been forced to do this with our lives. And something that sort of molds you into having a fierce strength that you didn't know you could possess. Lisa is also driven by the fact that she wants to see Millville become a city that we can all be proud of. A city that our kids return home to after college. Little known fact, Lisa had moved away and returned home to Millville, buying her family home in the process. Lisa envisions a bright future for us here in Millville. She knows this will not be easy, but through her determination, her hardworking team, her advocacy, her strong values, and her faith in God, Millville has a bright future. Amen. It is my honor to present to you a proud mom, a proud Rick Avenue School Jet, and Millville's first woman mayor, Mayor Lisa Orndorf.
How come you guys didn't stand with Debbie?
Thank you. Larry doesn't tell me everything, and there's a reason why. But when I saw Debbie stand up, I said, oh, Carrie's got the tissues. I don't. Again, thank you, everybody, for being here. I can't thank everybody enough for the amount of support that I have in this room and within our city. It's an honor to be here today as your mayor. I would like to thank the Chamber for hosting this event and Gary and his wife for sponsoring the event. I want to thank all of my city employees who are here today, as well as our city, and if there's any county, I don't think there's any county or state officials here as well today. County. We have, I did see. You guys for being here. I do appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. Our commission and staff, are we on the right slide? I'm sorry. We didn't, I started talking and the slides aren't even right. Jerry, do we?
Okay. Gary, sorry.
There's a quick preview. Don't look. Close your eyes. You can go back to the first one. First one. All right, there we go. Perfect. We'll start over. Our commission and staff has been diligently working for the past 100 days. I'm here today to share with you what we've accomplished, our challenges we are facing, as well as ideas we have to move our city in a forward direction. You can go to the next slide. I would like to thank my parents and my kids for their continued support. I couldn't be who I am, and I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my parents. If they didn't meet, I wouldn't be here. And my kids for their support. I will just give you a quick synopsis of the last 3 days. Mom, are you still working on that? Yes, it's tomorrow, guys. After that, we're good for a while. There's nothing else. Their love and their patience and guidance has been tremendous, and I cannot thank them enough. Through life, we have experiences, and we meet people, and through those experiences and the people that we meet, that shapes who we are. Every single one of us in this room today, there's an experience or somebody that we've met that has shaped our future. My parents have shaped who I am, and more so my kids. Debbie mentioned my daughter had open heart surgery. That was the toughest thing as a parent that I've ever had to face. And I know those experiences have made me strong enough to be here today. They say generations have been saved by one decision and or one person. Now if we think about that, we have doctors, coaches, mentors, presidents. One wrong move could change the future, but the right move could save generations or more. So why did I run for office? Debbie touched on that a little bit. Let's go back to those life experiences. I've been asked and I've heard what qualities and what qualifications does Lisa have? My life experience. And God put me in the situation that I am today. There's no doubt. I prayed about this every day before I signed my petitions, turned them in. I said, I need your support. And God put me here. and he has supported me every day. Everyone everyone gets involved. Our commission has gotten involved for their own reasons. My fellow commissioners that are here today, we all had a different campaign slogan. However, the one thing that we all had in common is the same vision, that we love Millville. We have a passion for Millville, and we want what's best for our town. I stood up for Millville, and I will continue standing up for Millville past the 4 years that I'm here. I'm not looking to change the world or save generations, but I'm here to help create a positive change in our town and to inspire others to get involved. However, I can't do it alone. So let's dive in to a little bit of the good stuff. We have a lot of great things in the works. However, the last 100 days has not been all rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns. My team, the city employees, we have created and implemented a number of positive changes. However, we have discovered some significant challenges that need to be addressed for our city to continue to move forward in a positive direction. In the first 100 days, we've had some great events happen. And we've got the first slide right there. We can hold that for that one. So this was our 18th annual Snowflake Plunge at the Union Lake. It was a cold, windy day, let me tell you. This was my first plunge, and I was hesitant about jumping in, but I kept telling myself, and I do this often, my daughter had open heart surgery. She had 3 open heart surgeries. If she can do that, I can jump in ice cold water for 30 seconds. This was a great turnout. I want to thank Mr. X. I think that may or may not be Rob Shannon, who helped organize the event. This event year was for Make-A-Wish. We set a city goal to raise $5,000. I thought that was an astronomical amount. I didn't think we were going to do it. However, that $5,000 would help grant a wish for a child living with a critical illness, such as my daughter. She was a lucky wish kid, and when she heard that we were going to do this, she was there handing out hot chocolate, collecting donations. Today, I can tell you that our city of Millville has raised $7,165. However, I think our city can raise $10,000 and we can grant 2 wishes. I had a little bit of a shout out to Joe Sutherland. He offered for our 4th of July celebration, he will be selling peanuts, snow cones, and popcorns, and will be donating those funds to Make-A-Wish. There's no doubt we're gonna reach that 10,000 with our support. I thank everybody who attended this event and all of the donations. Those donations are going to change a life for this child whose wish we will grant. Next. Another great event was our Parade of Champions. And he's gonna hate that I say this, but Commissioner Suey is the one who titled this parade. And on this February 26th, orange and blue flooded the streets of High Street and all the way to Buck Park. It was a great day to be a Thunderbolt. The teams that were recognized were the Millville Senior High School football team. They were NJSIAA Group 4 Regional Football State Champions. We also had our Millville Senior High School Marching Band. They were the Tournament of the Bands Group 4A Regional Champions. We also had our 14U Babe Ruth World Champions, who I got to meet some of those players this past weekend. And there were a lot of other local teams that participated. The youth in our town work so hard in their academics and their extracurricular activities. We believe they deserve to be recognized for all of their accomplishments and feel the support of their community in everything they do. Our future lies in the youth of Millville.
That's right.
Amen. We hope, as Debbie said, we hope that our youth can go to college, get the skills that they need, and bring those skills and trades that they learned back to Millville. We hope that we can work with the Board of Education and work with local businesses to create the curriculums that are able to develop these skills that these children need, and they want to come home to Millville. So I thank everybody for all their support and keep supporting our youth. Some other fun events that I've had the pleasure of being at. I've also had the pleasure of meeting people. Had the pleasure of meeting the newly elected Assemblywoman Beth Ann McCarthy Patrick and Assemblywoman Beth Sawyer. These women are both new to the political world, and they're great mentors. They hit the ground running, and they are just here to make a change for our state. I was asked to speak at the Atlantic County Young Republicans event as a newly elected female politician. Never thought I'd call myself a politician, but here I stand. I got to meet Senator Holly Schapese. This is my future mentor and will help me aspire to be and do more in our state. It's important that people in our roles have support. We have mentors and have people that we can lean on. I've also had the honor of performing a few weddings, which is pretty cool. This one pictured here was on Pie Day. So they didn't have wedding cake, but they had pie. Commissioner Romnick and myself, last weekend, had the honor of doing a couple opening days. We had the baseball and softball first pitch that we were asked to do. I am not an underhand pitcher, but I can throw a mean fastball. So I'm gonna do baseball, he'll do softball next year. We went from opening day to our Easter egg hunt hosted by our recreation department, and just a kudos shout out to Sam Cruz. You do an amazing job as well as your team. There were thousands of eggs. It was awesome. Lastly, the other event here that I was honored to be asked to attend and speak at, Commissioner Romnick and myself attended as well, was the induction of the undefeated class of 1975 football team here for the All Sports Museum of Southern New Jersey. The inductees were former Bolts Jim McCormick, Bob Surace, Brian Surace, and the late Bubba Green. This was an event that filled this same room with coaches, mentors, and countless Millville volunteers. If it wasn't for some of those people in attendance, our town wouldn't have some of the traditions it has today. Our town is blessed to have the volunteers that it has, and that they're still involved. Standing there, I had like this moment of, this is my childhood. I've seen these names and faces my whole life. This in Ferreira right here, I saw Mrs. Ann Ferreira. It's like, wait, yes. I used to cheer with her daughter. So to see the people that I've known since I was 5, 6 years old still involved, it's just so heartwarming. And I really hope that we can encourage our youth to do the same. We need our youth to get involved with our community. It's our future. We need those traditions and community that we have in different pockets of our town to continue. Go to the next slide. So on to some meat and potatoes. Over the last 100 days, the question that has been asked the most was, what surprised you the most when taking office? You can only guess. Well, no one could have prepared me for the next chapter of my life that I was about to start. Honestly, it's a lot different than starting a new job. We've all had those first days on the job where you're filling out paperwork and you're meeting with HR and you're learning the do's and the don'ts and all of that stuff. You get a handbook, all that kind of stuff, policies, procedures. There's no handbook, there's no rule book. I asked Jeannie for one. She gave me like a few things, but that's not what I was looking for. There is no rule book and there's no handbook. So I realized rather quickly that I had to stay committed to doing the very best job that I could do for this city. So when we start a new job, and we typically have expectations, but then there's reality, right? You're, oh, I didn't think that. So we would think a government office is running strong and things are in place. That's my expectation walking into City Hall. However, reality sets in. Things that we were expecting, such as top customer service, professionalism, training, customer, processes. However, we had lack of technology. All the things that I would expect and that I know we can do, we didn't have. But I know our city can do these things and we can do better. So a few weeks ago, I watched a video, and some of you may have seen this, Admiral McRaven's commencement speech. I watched this at work in a group, and there are a few quotes that hit home to me. And the first one I'd like to share with you is, if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. We've received an amazing amount of positive support from our employees to the citizens, and it's been so heartwarming. I mean, just everybody here today, seeing your support just means so much to me, and I know it means, the same to my commissioners. Despite all of the support we do have, there's been resistance that we've also encountered. Change isn't always welcomed, but sometimes it's necessary. We are committed to facing our challenges, bringing about positive change for our city here today and in the future. And I reference the slide that I have here. When we are challenged, we grow. We may fail, but success doesn't happen without failure. Think about your kids. My kids do this all the time. I reference this all the time. When you started walking, did you fall? Absolutely. Did you get back up and try it again? Absolutely. You're going to fail, but keep going and there will be success. Moving on, the next thing I'd like to just talk about is the last 100 days within each of our departments. Our commissioners have departments. I don't run everything. That's just not our form of government. No, I wasn't supposed to switch the slide.
I just saw the thank you there.
We did a run through. He was wrong. I got this. What I did to prepare for this, it's fine, you can stay right there. I had actually reached out to all the department heads and I asked them to give me just a brief summary of what they've been working on in their departments. But I've also asked them for things that might be challenging in their department. And I really want to give just a shout out to all the department heads for first, their timely urgency in getting this back to me. I think I had them all back within 24 hours or less. It was amazing. So thank you to all my department heads who are here and for all of their amazing support in giving that back to me. Now I know acknowledging our flaws sometimes is not easy. However, when we acknowledge them, we're able to recognize what needs to be worked on, and then we can move forward. So to my department heads, I want to thank our public safety, Police Chief Farabella, Fire Chief Lippincott, and our EMS Chief Feltis. We have Streets and Roads, Wayne Gressman, Parks and Public Property, Sam Cruz. She's my assistant as well. Engineering, we have Wayne Johnson. We have Revenue and Finance, Marcella Shepard and Jeannie Parkinson. And our Public Affairs and Economic Development, Bill Davis and Ray Campari. So I'm going to run through really quick our departments and their positive things that are going on, and to shine some light on the challenges that we have as well. So we're in the police department. After 2 years of COVID, our POW is back up and working. We're super excited for that event, those events to be hosted. And this year we're hosting our third annual National Night Out on August 2nd, so I hope everybody can come out for that. Now some of the police department's challenges that we face, currently the station has 84 officers. Now there's 5 vacancies. They're currently operating at the same number as they were in 2006. Yet the town has grown, population has increased, there is a heroin epidemic Homelessness has increased and crime rates are up. 16 years later, they are continually asked to do more with less resources. Another concern is the lack of personnel due to salary. We are much lower paid than the surrounding departments. If we are not competitive, we will continue to lose our officers to other municipalities because of our lower pay. Our fire station, they are currently working with Pierce Manufacturing for our new 100-foot ladder that is expected to be delivered early to mid of next year. And our fire prevention and inspection program continues to be busy conducting 312 inspections. The challenges in our fire department are also facing volunteers. We have 14. And our full-time staff is at 16, and the chief's goal is to raise that to 18 over the next 2 to 3 years. Our EMS are excited to have a backup ambulance upgrade for full power loading systems for patients, as well as our Lucas devices for cardiac arrest patients. Sorry. Staffing also is a challenge here for our EMS. Recruiting and emergency supplies are also difficult to find during our shortages. Our streets and roads. I love these numbers when Commissioner McCoy reads these out. 558 tires have been collected, and 648 sweep tickets have been writing. Currently, they are working on cross-training throughout the department, which will be a great improvement moving forward. Cross-training is a huge asset when you can able to take somebody and put them in another department, knowing that they have the skills, and maybe somebody's not there. Our parks and public property, they're doing building maintenance at all times, cleaning and painting. We have our senior citizens barbecue coming up this year we're super excited about. And our hometown 4th of July celebration is going to be bigger than ever. Me and Sam have been working on this and we're super excited. This is going to be a backyard type theme where we're going to have backyard games. So if your company would like to get involved, please contact Sam Cruz or Commissioner Romanek. And going into engineering, there's a lot of departments. We got a big city, we got a lot going on. Some upgrades, we have a wastewater treatment upgrade, Ireland Avenue pump station upgrade, a number of road improvements around town are happening, as well as grant projects. And we are happy to have our engineer in home, Wayne. Thank you for all that you do. It's amazing to be able to have an engineer at home or in-house that you can call and talk to and get answers. And he's able to speak to our businesses and be able to give them the information that they need at hand quicker than outsourcing it to somebody and waiting. So we appreciate everything that you do, Wayne. It's been, over the last 100 days, you've been a huge help and a huge asset to moving the city in a forward direction. Our revenue and finance department, our tax office has an excellent collection rate of 98.35%. It's pretty good, from what I'm told, right? I think so. We've also introduced our budget in March and will be adopted in April. The budget will not result in a projected tax increase for 2022. Again, I'd like to thank all of the departments for all of this information. I hope this information is helpful for you. Lastly, we'll move on to, you can go to the next slide, which is public affairs and economic development. This is my department as well. So things that we have worked on here, we have now an experienced planner on board. This was something that's very important with a town that has so much available. Barbara has over 40 years of experience. We've also created an economic business team. When a business wants to come to Millville, they now are able to, they're able to now meet with this team. The business is vetted for legitimacy. They meet with our business administrator, our planner, our engineer, our attorney, and 1 or 2 of the city officials. This way they're able to get the answers and questions they need very quickly to avoid any delays. And we all know there's usually delays in government. So this what we've created has been showing just efficiency. And I know it's only going to get better. As a result, our team being in-house and our laser focus on business development to building mutual beneficial relationships, and prospective new businesses, we are on target to sell and develop 90% of the years-long vacant Hurley Industrial Park here at the airport. These businesses will bring over 200 new jobs to our city. Despite all of already the things that we haven't implemented and all the positive things, we are still faced with many challenges. How are we going to grow? What are we going to do? The city is an organization to help support economic development through our businesses. We want to help the local businesses. When we help the local businesses, our economic development grows. Economic development is the engine that is going to move our city forward. Now, when you think about a business, we have a lot of business owners here today. Does everybody have a business plan? I hope. Oh my goodness. So we have a business plan, and we always have to look back at the business plan that we had maybe back in 2006 to see where we are now, right? We were speaking earlier, and you said we've been with the city for over 30 years, and we have to look back at what we were doing to see how we can move forward. And we all know why it's important to examine our history. We want to grow. We didn't get where we are today overnight. It didn't just happen like that. And the change that needs to happen isn't going to happen overnight. It's not, oh, fixed. I wish. It's like that. There used to be a kid's show, like she snapped to clean everything up. That'd be amazing. Unfortunately, we have to put some work in, and we need a team to do it. We need our city officials. We need our businesses. We need our city employees. We need to hold department heads accountable. We need to hold our employees accountable. We do monthly department head meetings. That way we can see and say, okay, over the last month, has any new challenges arisen? How did you go back and take the information we learned here today? How did you implement that into your department? I know the last meeting that we talked about customer service and answering the phones. Hello, we're City Hall, you should be able to call and say, hey, I need to speak to so-and-so. Exactly. So, and you're not the only one. I work in customer care, and it wasn't pleasant, to be nice. So we need to make sure that we fix that. We need to encourage a team atmosphere. We need to work together. That's her job. That's his job. We need to work together. Boost positive morale. We need to work with the local businesses. We can help you, you can help us, we work together, and that's how we build our community and move forward. Communication. I've said this from day one when I started running. Communication and education. Something that city currently lacks. Our website, we don't have a good website. It's horrible. Put it frankly, it's horrible. I don't want to send anybody to our website. We don't have a social media page. Everybody is on social media. My dad's on social media. Everybody's on social media. If you look at our sister city, Vineland, their social media is on fire. I thank Mayor Finucci for advertising because he's out of land and they're coming to Millville. We're not advertising. So these are things that we're working on. We're going to have a new website before the end of the year, and I want to thank Sam Cruz for heading that up. She said, I'm willing to help. So Sam Cruz has been going, and her team has been going through our website, pulling the bad stuff off, trying to fix the good stuff, making it okay for people to navigate until we get that new website. Social media, we need to be able to communicate. If we're communicating and educating, nobody's going to go to the other page and go, do I need a permit for the fence? They can go to our city website and say, yes, I do, and they have all the information. It should be right there. We don't need people guessing. We've been around for a long time. We need to get up to speed with the technology. What else? We're always planning. Everybody's like, do you have a plan? We're always planning. There's always planning going on. And we're planning on how to move forward. Our planning idea. Sorry, I'm like trying to read this and I'm like, there's a glare. Our planning and ideas include, and this is what we're going to do here, we're going to strive to attract and grow diverse business cluster in Millville that can sustain shifting economic cycles, such as manufacturing, healthcare, food production. We want to maximize, I don't know if that's that's the right slide or not? Nope, you're good. Yep. Maximize the sale and development of Millville's industrial land to generate most jobs per acre. To bring complementary businesses to Millville that provide employment for educated and technically proficient residents. Serve as a conduit between Millville's businesses and our regional education sector to better prepare current and prospective employees for long-term viable employment. We have a lot of work ahead of us. The city is not in a condition right now to just grow. We have fundamental changes that need to be put into place to help that happen. We'll just kind of wrap it all up real quick. Is the reason I ran was to see our community be what it was when I was a kid. Unfortunately, I don't think it's what it used to be. We need to work together. When we run for office, are you an R or you're a D? Well, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you are on. As long as we all can come together and we can bring our ideas together and move forward for what is best for our city. And I'll just close with this. The last quote I'd like to leave with you today is another one from Admiral McRaven's speech. If you want to change the world, find someone to help you paddle. I have a great team of commissioners, city staff, and over the next 4 years, we will need to help each other out. We will also need our community. So let's grab our paddles and do this together. Thank you all again for your continued support and for all the support for our city. Have a great day, and we'll be here for a little bit to, if anybody wants to talk, but have a great day and God bless you all.
I know we were allowing some time for Q&A. The mayor has been gracious enough to say that she will stay till about 1:30. That will be after we close our meeting. But I do have one question that our committee had gotten together. We wanted to ask you, and one of the top ones that they had asked was, does our city receive any COVID relief funds?
That's a great question. So a lot of people call them COVID relief funds. It's also known as the American Rescue Plan Act. And Marcy, thank you for these numbers this morning. We did check on these. The city currently has received $3.5 million and is scheduled to receive $7.6. And these funds were used for specific things, and I'll go into that a little bit. Back up. To preface this, question, the previous commission had to turn away businesses. They didn't know if we had the ability or capacity to, with our wastewater treatment, and these COVID relief funds or American Rescue Act monies are allowing us to make necessary changes that we need in the city to allow the development that's happening to come in. So for example, our wastewater treatment plant, the next phase of the wastewater treatment plant upgrade based on the valve engineering is being reconfigured at the moment. So that's working. So that's being done, and that's going to allow these commercial businesses that are coming in to be able to tie in, and we're going to have the increase of flow and be able to support it. In addition, we also have the Ireland Avenue pump station upgrade. So these are things that are happening with that money and that allow us to expand our footprint and be able to bring more businesses and sustain all of that.
Thank you, Mayor, for your insight, and we wish you the best of luck. And thank you so much for your commitment to collaborate with the Millville Chamber regarding what we are doing within the city and your commitment to business growth. Thank you.
Jerry, can I ask the mayor a question? What was the number you needed for Make-A-Wish to hit your 10,000 goal?
So we're at $7,165, so whatever the minus of that is.
You just hit your goal.
I don't know if there's any other Make-A-Wish families in this room other than mine.
Is
no clue what what the city's gonna do for a child and their family. It's absolutely amazing. Our family alone was able to go to London because that's where my daughter wanted to go before her second open heart surgery. As a mother, I didn't know if I was gonna have a daughter after that surgery, and she was gonna get whatever she wanted. Well, she wanted to go to London because she has an awesome accent and she wanted to go there. So now I'm gonna call Mike Dominic from Make-A-Wish this afternoon and let him know that we hit that goal, and we're gonna start planning that. We're gonna start planning that wish, and we're gonna be a part of that. And we'll make sure that we are there when that wish is granted. So thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor. And Gary, thank you for the kind gesture. You know, our last luncheon, when Senator Testa was here, Gary said something about being from Vineland, and a few people looked up and said, who's the Vineland guy? When Gary is involved, there are no city lines. So his commitment to the Holly City is amazing. He's going to be one of our honorees at Pride in Millville, but you never stop giving, my friend, so thank you so much for your commitment. Do we have those business cards? What we're going to do is we are giving out 2 certificates for lunch at our next meeting. So, who do we have? Pull it out. Lindsay Thompson Warfel. Congratulations. You pick. Lindsay. Oh. Mike DePalma. Where is Michael? There you are. Just to acknowledge, Mike DePalma is not on the Board of Trustees, but Mike DePalma is constantly volunteering for chamber committees to be a part of what's going on in the city of Millville. So we're talking about everyone coming together. There's another great example of someone who doesn't need extra things on his plate, but he's doing a lot of work for the Chamber of Commerce. So thank you so much for that. On behalf of the Millville Chamber, Mayor, thank you again for your insight and your positive message to the community. Thank you all for being here today. It's beautiful. You need to go outside, breathe the fresh air. May, we have our education luncheon, so we expect to see you there. Have a safe day. Enjoy, everyone.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.